arms control. Here's a third in this very depressing list of global problems. Now, the arms industry, the weapons industry is huge. It's as huge as the automobile industry, and to a certain extent it's coextensive. That is, these two industries tend to touch each other and influence each other, and both are vast. Of course, the main weapons producer in the world is the USA. And we sell weapons to South Korea and all our friends and semi-friends. And sometimes we know that we distribute them for very little cost to people to whom we regret having given them, like say Saddam Hussein, to whom we gave or sold billions in weapons so that he could fight the Iranians, who at that time, early 80s, were our enemies, or we thought so anyway. Oh, well, they were. So what U.S. hypocrisy, we have to be very careful not to push our moral righteousness here. By the way, I think I spoke last week about that American need for moral superiority, to feel morally superior. Dr. Shin, I spoke already, so I won't reiterate that, or I won't warm myself up with that theme again. But arms control. In Latin, there's an interesting expression, quis custodiet custodes. Quis custodiet custodes. Who will guard the guardians? Who will police the police? If the U.S. Makes up the police force of the world, who's going to police the U.S.? Well, of course, no one. No one's going to police the U.S., and no one's likely to be able to for a long, long time, including China. And everyone knows this. Or people pretend not to know it, but of course it's true. Arms control. So we begin with the fact that it's a huge economic factor. To reduce the production of arms would be very harmful to the U.S. economy, therefore to the world economy. So the U.S. continues to produce arms, continues to use them, continues to sell them. What's the solution here? We sign these treaties, but then we start to back out of them, or we look for ways out of them. Maybe we have good reasons to back out of them, like we suspect that others are cheating. Do these measures have any value? They have some value, just like the attempts to control global warming and control emissions, carbon emissions and all that. They have some value. It's not all hypocrisy. Final solutions, it's hard to say that there are or can be any final solutions. It seems to me in the business of the arms, the U.S. is such an open society. For better or worse, almost everything we do, everything we produce, is known about by our enemies. We search on the internet and you'll find the information you need. But we trust our economic power. We trust our economic superiority that enables us to stay one or several steps ahead of the people whom we regard as bad guys. And as long as we can trust that, probably we will be okay. And as long as we have a democracy and a free press that are as critical as they are of our own doings, I believe in that too. So I kind of believe in the Americanization of the world a little bit. But, of course, there are hypocrisies and there are flaws to this faith. But for the moment, it seems the best thing that is happening in the world. If American society were not American society, if American economy were not American economy, the world would be a worse place. The world would be a much more dangerous place. Why? Because literally our aim is not to create an empire. Certainly not literally an empire. We have not swallowed Afghanistan. We are not swallowing Iraq. We're leaving in a month, or mostly leaving, and within 3 or 4 years we will be entirely gone. We are not stealing Iraqi oil. Believe me, if anyone in the world could find out that we were doing so, everyone would know it. We're not doing that. We never have. We never will. The world is a better place, I think, because of Americanization. A paradise? No. Arms control, then. The U.S. will continue to produce lots of arms. The U.S. will continue to stay steps ahead of others. As long as this happens, it's not good, but it makes for a relatively peaceful world. That's a very pro-American view, I realize. But I think Americanization is causes more good than harm. I think.